Hey, aloha everybody. My name is Mailani Makainai. I'm a singer and vocalist. I should just say Hawaii. We're going to be waiting to check to see if anyone's on right now. See if anyone's on right now. Cool.
No one's on yet.
Okay, I'll just wait. Okay, I'll just wait.
There's 2 people.
Hello, hi guys. My name is Mailani Makainai. Thank you so very much for joining me on this free live webinar to share with you 3 tools and what it takes to become a professional singer. So, 3 tools. Of course, we all know that there's more than 3, but what can we focus on to become a professional singer? Well, let's look at the term professional singer. What does it mean? When I think of professional, I think of someone who gets paid for what they do. So to be a professional singer, that means that you're getting paid for singing. You're being paid to perform. And how do you get from a level of performing in coffee shops to bars to open mics, live houses, to being an artist that gets paid for a 1-hour gig, a 1-hour performance, 2-hour performance, 3-hour performance, or even being a cold opener of a major band. So when I think of professional singers, professional people they act very sophisticated. They have very good manners. Professionals show up on time. Okay, you don't want to be someone that comes late to your own performances. So professionals are never late. Professionals show up at least 1 hour before a performance. Okay, professionals dress very nicely. They dress for that specific industry. So you'll notice if you're from Hawaii, you'll notice that Hawaiian music artists, men will wear aloha shirts, women will wear aloha print, and if it's not aloha print, if they wear gown, they'll wear a lei, they'll put some flowers in their hair. So there's a certain protocol and uniform that you'll notice when it comes to their artistry. Artists that perform in, metal bands, they'll have the mohawk going on, the black leather, the chains. That's their audience. So think of the genre of music that you're performing in, and that's how you would dress for it. Okay. Professionals also, most of them have a manager as opposed to self-manage. And so managers, also known as handlers, also known as representatives, most of the time, professional artists will have a manager that attends the performance. Okay, they set up the performance, they follow up with the venue or the promoter, and they make sure that there's at least a half payment down. So if you're that professional singer, your bottom line would be anywhere from $300 to $500 to $1,000 to $1,500 and more. And oftentimes, depending on the promoter, depending on the event and venue, those are things that dictate the pay of the performance. Okay, some artists, they have a minimum. Some artists will say my minimum is $1,000, and if that's their minimum, most managers will ask for a half down first to secure the date, and the other half is due upon the day of the event, which the manager will then receive for the performance, and they'll receive it before the artist goes on stage. Okay, so those are things that I think of when I think of professional singer. Just to give you guys a brief background on myself, I started singing on stage professionally, meaning we got paid for performing at the age of 16. But that doesn't mean that from 16 on to now, I've always been paid for my performances. At the age of 16, I was a backup vocalist for the group Soul Free. It was one of my cousin's reggae bands, and we had a great experience. We had a great moment in time. We came up with actually, Kaniala Makai and I wrote the song Love, Love, Doctor of Love, Steer Me Right. I mean, he wrote a lot of beautiful songs. I still listen to them to this day. But my role in that group was simply a backup singer. I say simply, but it wasn't simple at all. If you can be a backup singer, then you'll be able to sing lead. Actually, it kind of starts that way. In fact, Mariah Carey started out as a backup vocalist before she finally became a lead vocalist, and Mariah Carey. So the reason why I talk about being a backup vocalist before you're a lead singer is because backup vocalists, you are usually harmonizing with other backup vocalists and that lead part and that lead singer. And so if you can hear harmonies and you can produce those harmonies, sing those harmonies to help feature the lead vocal, then when it's your time to finally become a lead vocalist, you're going to be able to sing and also coach your backup vocalists on what parts they're supposed to sing. You're going to know who's off and where they're supposed to be to help feature your lead vocal. Okay. So getting back to my story, I was 16 years old, first time ever in a club. It sounds really glamorous and cool, but I was a very young, sheltered and naive girl. Let's just leave it at that. And 16 years old in a club, it seemed kind of fun at first. And most of our gigs were like that. They were just nightclubs, and we performed every single weekend. Okay. Then my journey took me to perform in a coffee shop called Coffee Cove on University Ave with an old dear friend of mine from high school. Her name is Leigh Milkett, and we formed the group called Kiahivai. We performed there for 3 years. 3 years, guys, for free. 3 years, not even thinking of ever getting paid, not even thinking or dreaming of recording an album. We purely did this for fun. We loved singing together. We loved playing our ukuleles together. We loved writing music together. And so we didn't go into that performance opportunity as if, we were going to become this award-winning duo in the future. We never even foresaw that. We just did it for fun and performing for tips. Hey, if we made $20, we were happy to split that. If we made anything more, we were just happy to split that. My parents bought us an old 1970s JBL sound system. It was so heavy. I still remember trying to carry it with my dad down the stairs from the parking lot and carrying that thing back upstairs. It was just, and the speakers themselves were like so heavy just to put them on the speaker stands. So the kind of technology and the kind of equipment and gear that we have available for us today as artists is just so much better, lighter, easier to carry and lift. Even though nowadays I have Mackies, I have Mackie main speakers, and they're really great, and they're still kind of heavy. They're nothing compared to what we used to have to lift back in the 90s. So getting back to the story, we performed for 3 years in Coffee Cove. We were going to UH together at the same time, and we met John Yamasato. Now, John is such a cool character because in today's time, he's a realtor. He's also a producer of the show High Sessions. And so music has always really been in John's life. And he took us into his homeroom studio. He had a homeroom studio, and he had us start recording songs that we wrote together. In fact, it was kind of his suggestion to us to start writing our own songs because, believe it or not, Leigh and myself started performing with Hawaiian music. So Kiahivai, we learned a lot of Makaha San's songs. We learned a lot of Olomana songs. We learned the Hawaiian songs that really drew us to Hawaiian culture and Hawaiian music. So a lot of people don't know this about Kiahivai, but we started off as a Hawaiian music band. But when John made the suggestion to go ahead and start writing our own songs, that's when we started writing, and we didn't feel comfortable being hakumele. We didn't feel comfortable writing in Hawaiian. So we wrote in the English language. And that then became a part of our contemporary sound, our island contemporary sound, and our knack of writing songs about heartbreak and love and different relationships. So getting back to that story, we go to John Yamasato's house and talk about professionals. John Yamasato, if you guys don't know, was the lead vocalist for the group Pure Heart. Okay, so we know Jake Shimabukuro as being this ukulele virtuoso and this phenomenal ukulele player, and he performs all over the world. He's on a farmers insurance commercial, and he's just blown up all over the world, especially in Japan. But prior to Jake Shimabukuro's success as a solo ukulele virtuoso, he was in this group called Pure Heart. And I have to tell the audience that's listening about the grassroots of each of us, because I don't know how young you guys are. In fact, if you want to ask any questions, feel free to fire away. But Jake and John were just two of the members of Pure Heart, and then there was Cologne. His name is Lopaka Cologne, and he was the percussionist. And Lopaka Cologne, he also still performs to this day. He performs with everybody, but he has a weekly performance with Henry Capono. Okay, Henry Capono of C&K. So everyone really that we started performing and being around and kind of jamming music and writing music together for fun, everyone to this time, which is like 17 years later, we are all still a part of this music industry to this day. Okay, and so this webinar is not just to only focus on the 3 tools of becoming a professional singer. It's to give you the background and the understanding of those 3 components, which I'll get to at the very end. Okay, so take it back to John. He had a home studio, and we went into his home studio and we just started recording songs for fun. And he then took the demos or the recordings of our songs, and he would submit it to different record labels and to different people that he trusted, believed in it, and also foresaw that we could work with. So we started working with a guy named Aaron Kimura. He was a bass player for a lot of cool disco groups back in the 70s. And he ended up becoming our manager. And we then went on to record in his home studio our first album as Kiahivai called Local Girls. Okay, Local Girls did great. It was all over the radio stations, and not only just on every single island here in Hawaii, but up and down the West Coast. And when we attended the very first Nahoku Hano Hano Awards for us, that was like, back in 2001 or 2002? 2002, I was 22. We took away most promising artist of the year and also group of the year. So those are like the 2 coveted Nahoku Hano Hano awards that artists go after, especially brand new artists. And it's a very exciting point to share, because again, myself and Lei, we never really foresaw this type of success taking place for us. Okay, so we went on to record a bunch of albums, and we went on to garner a little bit more of awards, tour the world. You know, we've done Japan, we did the Guam circuit, we did the West Coast circuit, and it was all fun and great. But in the midst of all of that, you know, no one really sat us down and told us things like what I'm about to share with you. Okay, we really had to kind of learn on our own. And even though you're going to be learning on your own and through your own experiences, my job here is to help cut that learning curve, hopefully in half for you. So you want to be a professional singer? Everybody out there, can you raise your hand, say I, or can you just print a yes? Or are you just kind of dabbling in it? Because yes, although I'm a very serious artist now, and I'm a very serious performer, and I'm very serious about my career now, when I was in my 20s, you know, it was just fun. It honestly was just fun for us because, hey, I'm playing music on stage with my friend, and I'm playing songs and singing songs that I wrote. This is fun. And I never really foresaw this as being my full-time career, okay, until I got a little bit older. And so if you're younger than 20, great. If you're in your 20s, great. If you're in your 30s, it's still great that you haven't given up on your dream. But what are you doing to leverage time, your knowledge, your network in order to become this professional singer? Okay. So here's another fact for you guys. Your network is your net worth. What does that mean? Your network, your body of friends, your peers, your peer group, people that you get around, people that you spend a lot of your time with, that is your net worth. So there's a saying that goes like this: you are the average of 5 of your friends. Okay. So if most of your friends are people who are not really taking their lives seriously or not taking their careers seriously, that don't have any real goals in life, you're pretty much going to be the sum of that. Okay, but if you are hanging out with friends that are entrepreneurial, they have great ideas, they act upon their ideas, they're in decent shape, okay, because physical health and mental health and financial health, they all go together. They all really do. Okay, so if you're around people who know how to save, know how to invest, know how to leverage time and money, you're going to be the sum of all of that. Okay. I remember listening to some motivational talks and people would say, you don't see baseball players hang out with football players. And I just thought, I guess that's kind of a good correlation, because it's true. You don't see baseball players hang out with football players. You see baseball players hang out with baseball players. And you see lawyers hanging out with other lawyers. You see football players hanging out with football players. But the mana'o behind that is winners hang out with winners. Okay, and losers hang out with losers. Misery loves company, and light attracts like and light. Okay, so you need to stop and look around you and see, are the relationships that you are giving time to, are they helpful and fruitful in your life? Okay, this is not only about singing. This is about you right now. Are the relationships in your life good for you? Are the relationships in your life good for your goals? Do you have friends that enable you to just be lazy or enable you to make poor decisions? Or do you have friends that kind of put their foot down and really help keep you on the path that you need to be on in order to get from here to there? Do you have friends that kind of help you stay disciplined? Do you have friends that uplift you and nurture you and keep things a little positive, as opposed to a friend that's always complaining, or a friend that's always poor, a friend that's always just, I'm always, oh, life is so hard. You got to look at your circle. You got to look at your network, because that is your net worth. Okay. Now, networking is important, and it truly, truly is. You'll end up meeting so many different people from different walks of life. You can learn from their stories. And people like to share information, actually, when you network and you start to become friends. People start to vibe with each other. The word vibe comes from the word vibration. There's good vibrations. There's negative vibrations. And people like good vibrations. In general, people like good people. Okay. In general, you're on this webinar because you like or are looking for good vibrations, positive messages. You're looking for an answer. You're looking for a way. And hopefully you like me too. Cool. That's why you're here. And so I'm hoping that we can continue this discussion, this mana'o, and I can answer your questions. So getting back to these 3 tools. Well, first, as a singer, you need to be able to sing. Here's a tool for you to be able to be a good singer. You need to sing every day. And I don't just mean like humming in the bathroom when you're taking a shower. I don't mean that, you could just be writing a song and chalang-a-lang. Like, you need to actually practice your performance voice every day. Okay, if you're driving in the car, windows up, and you're singing, that's great. I do that all the time. When I don't have my daughter in the car with me, when my husband's not in the car with me, sometimes I just like to wind up all the windows, slam the radio, or just throw my earphones on and just sing my voice out. and it really helps warm up my voice, especially before a performance. Okay, but every single day you should be singing as if you're performing. So sing in front of the mirror, sing in front of nobody, sing in front of somebody. If you could do a performance every day, a 1 hour performance every day, that's going to be great for your voice. And if not a performance, if you could do a 1 hour performance rehearsal for your voice, that's going to make all the difference in you just being a regular singer to becoming a professional singer. Okay, because professional singers get paid because they're good after, because they create an experience for their audience. Okay, if you can't, or if you can kind of sing, you need to get that kind of sing to a place where you can sing. Like that girl can sing, or he can really belt this note, or you know, he's got a lot of body in his voice. Okay, so that's the first thing that you carve out at least a good 40 minutes to an hour of your time every single day singing as if, and we know when just singing like, again, I feel it coming, I feel it coming, but I need you as if you're performing. Okay, so that's number one to think about. At 5 o'clock, 5 p.m., I'm going to be singing at least for 40 minutes in front of the mirror. Okay. Why? And okay. Okay. Do I go KL?
Still on this. Lagging.
Using Google Hangouts. Let me know if you guys like this system. If not, I'll try to find a better one. Okay, so I was talking about the mirror. I have seen and heard singers that come in, or even singers that perform, and they've got a great voice, but they sing kind of like, you want me to wait?
Yeah. Super laggy.
Are people even on?
Yeah.
I wonder if one of them's Kawi.
You know.
Hi.
Just try and then the internet gets better.
Okay, gang. Sorry about the lag in this webinar. So I was making funny faces because I've seen singers come in, they sing, and clearly they haven't been performing or practicing in front of a mirror, because they might be a great singer, but the faces that they make are so distracting and just funny that all you can do is laugh, and then the singer loses your focus of who they are, their voice, and their presentation of a song. So practice in front of that mirror. You should practice. When you start to make funny faces, start to practice singing with a smile. Start to practice singing, and of course it depends on the song that you're singing, right? If you're singing a dark and depressive song, you know, songs like Evanescence, then yeah, I guess you can't be smiling. But A smile always helps. Okay, when you come into an audition, I love when people smile. I just absolutely think a smile means more than 1,000 words. A smile means that that person is just radiating love and light. That's what a smile is for me. So practice singing your songs in front of a mirror. Like I said, when your face starts to make funny faces for a certain song, scale it back and try to see what your face can do instead of making those funny faces. Change things up, okay? When I think of a professional singer, I think of that singer has been established, meaning that singer has an album, that singer has a single, that singer is on the radio, that singer has been on the news, that singer has a website, that singer has strong social media presence, and he or she has her Facebook, her Instagram, her YouTube channel, her Snapchat, his or her, okay? That singer has all of those social feeds in which you can find them and follow them, and they're established, okay? That's what a professional singer is when I think of what professional singer, like what a professional singer is, okay? So does that singer have a website? Do you have a website? Do you have your Instagram? Do you have your Facebook? Okay. Do you have your own social sharing network and a following? You can't ignore the fact that that's important. If you don't believe in social media, I'm sorry to break it down to you, but social media is the nuku of the va'a. It's the nose of the canoe. It's so important right now to share who you are. For the very first time, do we have the power to be that reporter? We have the power to share our message, to share our songs, to grow our own following organically on our own without having to pay a publicist. It takes a long time to do it, but if you're on it every day and you invest your heart and soul to not only your artistry, your music, your songs, your voice, your look, your fitness, you have to give just as much to your social media and to building your following, okay? Otherwise, why is a promoter going to look for you and pay you? Why is a promoter going to pay you to be a part of his or her live event if you're not going to be out there sharing who you are and building that following? Promoters look for the stars, the artists, the talent to bring in the numbers, to bring in the audience. That's the promoter's job, okay? A promoter will book out a venue, will book out a club, and he needs to hire the talent, hire the group, hire the singer, hire the vocalist, hire the talent, hire the comedian, whatever it is, to bring in the audience, okay? So if you're not building a strong following on social media, what are you waiting for? You're not gonna get paid if people can't find you on what everybody is paying attention to right now. And people are on what? People are on Facebook. People are on Instagram. People are on YouTube. People are spending their time looking for you, looking for new talent, looking for something that inspires them, looking for a new song to listen to. People are looking for it every day. That hasn't changed. There's been many changes in the past 20 years, but the fact that people are looking for talent and looking for new music, that has not changed. People are still looking for good new music, and people are still looking for good new young talent. Now, if you're a little bit older, like I said, there's nothing wrong with being older. In fact, if you're 30 and above, 40 and above, 50 and above, and you finally have the courage to take your art and share it with the world, then keep documenting your story. That's why this is so important, because if you're not young, like 9 years old, 10 years old, 20 years old, that's okay. If you're not a teenager, guess what? You still have the power to build that following, okay? So what did I go over? First thing, first tool, well, you have to be able to sing. And how do you get there? Sing every single day for 40 minutes as if you're performing in front of an audience. and your voice will improve. Okay. Number 2, how can people find you? Are you leveraging your social sharing? Okay. Those are 2 things to focus on. Now, number 3, and this is like a multiple type of third tool for you. Sorry, but it just is. I don't know how to like put it into one, but as a singer, do you own your own gear? Do you own your own microphone? This is really important because I've seen singers that just show up to a gig, they don't even have their own microphone. And I've got to tell you, what separates a professional singer from all the other kind of wannabes or from all the other singers that just show up to a gig and sing on anything is to, okay, so when you own your own gear, when you own your own guitar, when you own your own ukulele, when you own your own microphone, your own chords, your own DI, that's a professional. And you see it even in Hawaii's tight little niche of a market. You'll see the professionals show up with their own gear. Okay. I sing on a Neumann, what is it? KMS? What's my Neumann called? I sing on a Neumann microphone. Okay. It's an $800 microphone, and it was worth it. Okay. Before I had this microphone, I used to show up to gigs and just sing on anything for years. And sometimes, you know what I hated about that? This is what I hate about that, guys. Now, sound technicians, KMS 105. That's the microphone I have. I love it. And there's so many singers that started purchasing this microphone because they knew that it would just change their lives, change their career, change their experience on stage, change the way that they give the experience to the audience. Okay, it's a great microphone, my favorite microphone of all time. I had it for over 10 years. I love this microphone. Sure, it was $800, but it was an investment, and I'm glad. I'm so grateful. Actually, Dr. Trey gave this to me as a gift, so mahalo. But I have also had to purchase other gear. I've had to purchase guitars. I've had to purchase chords. I've had to purchase DIs. I've had to purchase guitar bags. So your gear, guys, that's what separates the professionals and the amateurs, is do you own your own gear? So the KMS 105, one of the best microphones, one of the best investments you'll ever make. Okay, so getting back to my story of what I hated. I mean, yeah, this is a positive webinar, but there's things as artists that we really don't like. And this is what I don't like. I mean, there's a number of them, but I'm talking about the microphone right now. Before I finally got this microphone, okay, I used to show up to gigs, and sound technicians, maybe they own 3 microphones, maybe they own 5 microphones, maybe they own only 1. And so sound technicians, they have to go all over the island or all over the world and get booked out for the live events to provide the sound system for the talent, for the artist. So can you imagine how many people's mouths have been on that microphone? How many people's breaths have breathed through that microphone? It's just a random number. It's a variable. You don't know. And sometimes I would sing and I would get close enough to the microphone, because as a vocalist, you're kind of gauging the parts of the song where you have to kind of belt that note. So you're moving back. If it's a high note and you don't have a strong falsetto, then you got to get close to the microphone. And when you get close to that microphone and you're breathing, sometimes you could smell people's stink breath on that microphone. Sometimes you could smell people's stinky drool, stinky saliva on the microphone. And sometimes, because when sound technicians, when they get these microphones after the performances, what they do is they disinfect it or spray the microphone. So sometimes you also breathe in or even taste sometimes that disinfectant. So it's never a good idea to sing on a microphone that's been sung on 100 times, 1,000 times, 100,000 times from other people. Okay, so invest in your own gear. Make the investment. If you're serious about being a part of this music industry, a part of the entertainment industry, if you love it, if you love this industry and you love to sing, then nothing else, there's just nothing else that's going to really complete you or make you happy. Okay, so make that investment. It's going to change your life. It's going to change the amount of opportunities that you get. It's going to change the way that you perform. Okay, I've sung on a bunch of microphones growing up. Junk microphones, horrible microphones, microphones with buttons on them. That's a good sign that, yeah, it's going to be that kind of night. Okay, if you're performing at a place and the microphone that the place is providing you, or the microphone that the sound technician is providing you has a button on it, well, that guy's not a great sound technician. Sorry to break it to you. So how do we prevent nights like those? By buying your own gear, by making that investment. And guess what, everybody? Guess what, artists? You can write it off. It's a tax write-off. Anytime you buy anything for your business, in which case this is your art, this is you as a professional singer. Anytime you buy anything, be it strings for your guitar, be it a guitar bag, a new guitar, ukuleles, anything, your microphone, your chords, purchase music from Apple iTunes or Spotify, you save those receipts. Those are all tax write-offs. Okay, so save it, throw it in print out your email receipts, throw it in a shoebox. At the end of the year, you've got all these write-offs. Okay, and that is also another way to leverage your taxes. Okay, as a sole proprietor, as a partnership, as an LLC, whatever it is that you want to file under, this is how you leverage investments. Okay, guys, so I want to see if I can answer any questions. I see 5 people. Thank you, 5 people for joining me. Why don't you jump on your keyboard if you can. Let me know who you are. If you have any questions, now is the time to ask. Yeah, everything okay?
Somebody said, "Hi, Mailani, it's me, Carissa."
Hi, Carissa. I was very proud of you today, and I'm very excited to work with you this April. I'm glad that you joined. I'm glad that you joined this webinar. Good job. Good job for doing some homework.
Let's see the chat here.
Oh, cool. Aloha. Oh, cool. Cool. So I'm just getting to the comments right now. Aloha, Carissa. Aloha solu vale. Aloha nui. Thank you for joining. Yes, I know that we were glitching a little earlier. Sorry about that. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So those are just 3 things to focus on. If you guys have any more questions, please hit me, man. Ask away. Now's your chance. Also, I want to let you guys know to join www.mailanihawaii.com. Please check out my website. It's a great website. I also want to feature my media guy. His name is Cody Matsuda, and he owns CM Digital Media Hawaii. He's been doing all of my media for me. Well, almost all of it. I'm still posting from my own Snapchat and stuff. But he's been doing such a phenomenal job, and it's been making a difference in my own career, in my own following. And so if you folks are looking for a media person, hit him up. Okay, his number is 808-597-0909, and just ask for Cody. And if you want to check out his stats, you can also hit up cmdigitalmediahawaii.com to check out his own site, and then the number of his projects and the breadth of his work, the body of work that he's already done. Okay. If you guys are interested in learning more from me, I'm happy to talk story anytime. If you want to do a one-on-one, if you want to do a FaceTime, you can get on the phone with each other. Also, I am hosting auditions next week, Sunday. That will be February 26th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at our small place in Kaneohe. It's called Halepua Kenny Ha Enterprises. The address is 45-1147. Oh, I'm sorry, 45-1127 C as in cat, Kamehameha Highway, right in Kaneohe. Hi, Tessie. I am very excited. You know, I gotta say, she's got a really cool voice and she's got a spirit. She's got a good spirit about her. So now we just gotta open up her confidence a bit more. Yeah. Aloha, Melanie. Daughters love to sing, but don't like to practice. Any tips for me as a parent to help this part? Yes, and don't worry, Mom. I know I have a daughter too. She doesn't really like to practice sometimes either. And not in singing, but more like in acting. So for me, my best advice is to get them around other kids that like to sing. Because again, like I said, your network is your net worth. This is the same mana'o even for kids. Okay, when you have kids play sports, what do? They join a volleyball team. All the girls on the team start to improve and they all want to win. They all want the team to do better. They all want to jump better. They all want to bump better. They all want to serve better. Okay, they have their practices, which is kind of like the same thing with music. When young musicians get together and young singers get together, just like on a regular sports team, they start to practice, they start to sing with each other, they start to jam together, and they want to do it more and more. They want to have more rehearsals for the big game because they want to win. So they want to have more rehearsals for the main concert or for the main show. And so I provide a mentorship for young kids in music or for young kids that have a passion of singing, okay? And it's out in Kaneohe. The program's been doing very well. And if you are further interested, just check out mailanihawaii.com/mentorship, or just go to mailanihawaii.com and look for the mentorship icon. Pull that down and you'll be excited to see the kids that I've been working with. Okay, each of them have a bio, each of them have a video, and those kids, when they first walked in, day one of audition day, they were so shy. Every single one of them, shy. So shy, okay? Worked with them for 10 weeks, just 10 weeks. And we had a performance over at Windward Mall, okay? So there was a great public audience, plus their friends and family, and they made me so proud, okay? In 10 weeks, we put together a show. Some of the students in the class wrote their own music, okay? One of the students, well, of all of them, I have this one student and her video has been shared more than 240 times, more than 18,000 views. It's been doing really, really well. And so, hey, if your girls like to sing and if you think they have a good voice and they have potential, maybe expose them to this mentorship. Come and bring them down on audition day and we'll see. But that's my best advice for you, is to really just get them around other kids that like to sing. Because just like being on a basketball team, you just play more basketball. You just end up shooting more. And then that makes you shoot your free throws more. That makes you make your free throws more. That makes you hustle. That makes you want to get better so that your team can win. It's kind of the same thing with music. When you get people around each other that have commonalities, that have those common interests and those common goals, people just end up blooming. They just end up developing together. And it's really exciting to see. So I hope that's helped you. Okay. So right now, just to let you guys know, the mentorship is going to start my second session, my second class is going to start in the month of April to May. Okay. It's only 8 weeks long. We meet for about 3.5 hours. Okay. We go over many, many things. I can't go into detail. I would like instead for you folks to come down and check out the audition. I've already got 2 students that will be coming in. I can only take 10. I can only take 10 kids, okay? And the reason why is because if I take more than 10, I'm afraid that one of my students is going to be, left behind. There's always going to be a really strong student and a not so strong student. And so I think with 10, I'm able to really give of my time to each and every one of them and fulfill on what the mentorship can provide. Yeah, totally. Sounds good. Thank you, Solu Vale. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited for Carissa. Again, she's in 6th grade, so I think she's about 11 years old, 12 years old. And shyest, cutest little thing. And once she started singing, I mean, I immediately felt my body go from this to like this. And so when my body changes, when my posture changes, and I really start, my ears start perking, like cats and dogs, when they hear their master, their ears start to perk up. That's exactly what happened to me when Carissa started singing. Okay, I literally went from sitting like this to, because I was so surprised that a girl that shy had such a nice voice, that has a voice that I really can work with. Okay. And in fact, I'm not too worried about her voice. It's more of the, and a lot of kids come in like this. They come in, they're unaware. It's their first audition ever. It's their first time trying out for anything, which is very different from a talent show. Okay. This mentorship is not just for a one-hit, a 5-minute song that you're going to do at talent show at your school. Okay. This mentorship has really been built for an artist to start in the music industry. Okay. So the mentorship not only just teaches them vocal lessons, they get the vocal package in the mentorship. That's one part of it. And it's a small part of it, because I can't really take students that don't know how to sing. And another thing about singing is, can you listen? People always ask me, Mailani, what do you think what is the number one thing that singers need to know? And my answer has always been, the number one thing is if you can listen, if you can hear. Okay, can you hear the note? Can you listen to the note? Now, can you sing that same note back to me? Can you sing that note that you're hearing on the piano, that one note? Okay, or ukulele, can you sing all those notes that you hear? All 4 strings, the G, C, E, A. Can you sing that note back to me? Okay, that's my number one thing that I always tell aspiring singers is, can you hear? Can you listen? You need to be able to hear. You need to be able to listen in order to sing. And although these days, like Ariana Grande, she's got a beautiful voice and she knows how to do all these runs and it's very pretty. I really have the students in my class, I really have my kids focus on the note first. I'm not concerned about whether or not you can do runs with your vocals. My concern is, can you sing the note? Can you stay on that note? Or are you just so undisciplined that you want to go all over the note and not the note itself? So I take it back to fundamentals. I take it back to basics. If any of you on here, sorry to bring it back to the sports correlations again, or the analogies about athletics, but I grew up playing sports all my life and singing too. So that's why I use so many sports analogies. But I mean, just like when you're first learning how to play basketball, you have to learn fundamentals. Dribble with your right hand, dribble with your left hand. And before we go through the legs, no, we ain't going to do any of that fancy stuff. We have to learn how to dribble with the right, learn how to dribble with the left, learn how to do a layup on the right-hand side, learn how to do a layup on the left-hand side. Hey, those are the things that we focus on, are the fundamentals. Because throughout their journeys in life, be it in music, be it in their careers, whatever pursuits and endeavors that they have, you still have to come back to your fundamentals at some point in time. We all get lost along the way. We all want to do everything. But when you can come back to those fundamentals, you're going to be just fine. When it comes to writing your first song, there's fundamentals for that. When it comes to performing for the very first time on stage with a microphone, there's fundamentals for that. So This mentorship has been designed for those building blocks that every single artist needs in order to be a professional artist, a professional singer. It's not just a pipe dream. I don't take on kids that are just here just because they want to be famous. No, they're going to work hard. We all worked hard. Every single artist that you see in the industry now, we did not get here on accident. We didn't get here just because we thought it was, you know, a glorious, famous life. We got here and we lasted this long because we love to perform. We love singing. We love playing our guitar. We love to write music. Okay? The people that I highly respect are artists like Robert Casamero. Okay, not only is he an amazing singer, a phenomenal musician and writer, but he's also a kumu hula. Okay, and I think Robert Casamero, I think he might be in his 60s. And you got to imagine, he's been performing and singing since he was a child. And look at him now, full moon night at Chai's. Any of you mommies and daddies watching or kids watching, go and see Robert Casamero on a full moon night at the restaurant called Chai's. It's on Kapi'olani Boulevard. What an amazing experience. And the songs that he sings are from such a golden time of Hawaii. That's an artist to study. You want longevity in your career. You want longevity in any game. Look at Kobe. Kobe, he didn't want to retire. Kobe retired, came back, left again, retired again. I mean, we don't become the greatest because we think it's fun. We become the greatest because we love it. We commit to it. And we work on it every single day. Another artist that I highly admire and respect, Teresa Bright. She performs over at Aulani on Tuesday nights from like 6 to 9 p.m. This is an amazing singer, you guys. And if you're a young artist on this webinar, if you're a young aspiring artist or young aspiring singer and you don't know the name Teresa Bright, it's okay. But I urge you to jump onto YouTube after this hangout is finished, after this webinar is finished, and look for Teresa Bright. To me, she has the most angelic voice of all time. I love Teresa Bright. Okay. Jerry Santos. I believe he's in his 60s, or actually 60s, late 50s. I'm not sure. It doesn't even really matter. But the point that I'm trying to make is that he's amazing. And we want longevity. And these are artists that have longevity. These are artists that people pay top dollar for. And it took them years to get there. And although they could just enjoy a nice retirement and kick back and just enjoy their golden years, no, they're still out there performing and singing for you and for me. They're still out there sharing their stories for you and for me. Okay? They love it. And to be very honest and frank with you, I love it too. And I hope that I can sing until I die. I want to sing wherever I can, whenever I can, until I can't anymore. And so, how serious are you about music? How serious are you about singing? Is this going to be the year that we start? Look, guys, it's February already. Okay, February. Tomorrow's February 20th. Look at that. The second month of the year is almost up, guys. It's almost finished. It's almost Paul. So every year, we always kind of evaluate ourselves and what we did the year before. You know, what were great things, what were not so great things, what were my mistakes last year? Did I spend too much money? Did I waste too much time? Well, hey, you want to make a difference, make the difference now. It's almost going to be March, the third month of the year. And then April, that's when taxes are due, by the way. So I want you guys to all know that things take time. Sometimes things take a long time. And sometimes things can take not so long of a time. But after each moment of good and bad, what's next? So it's really up to you, just you, to make those decisions that you need to make to create that next moment, that next experience, that next triumph. Okay. Of course, none of us want to fail in life. And of course, some of us, we have to fail sometimes. Some of us will inevitably fail. But to fail at the same thing over and over and over again is no longer a mistake. It's a choice. You're just choosing to just be lazy about it, or you're just making you're just making wrong decisions and you know it. So don't fail at the same thing over and over again. Okay, have some wins this year. Create your wins, create your triumphs this year. Okay, if you got to get around good people, hey, I'm right here. Call me. You got to get around some insiders, some industry insiders. Again, I'm right here. All you got to do is just get in touch. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Snapchat. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me anywhere and everywhere. I also just gave you my website, MailaniHawaii.com. So get in touch with people that are going to make a difference in your life. That's all you have to do. Okay, just like health and fitness. If you need a tune-up, what do people do? People go to the gym. People hire a trainer for like 2-3 months. Maybe they lose 10 pounds and then they don't hire that trainer anymore, but they keep going. Okay, they get in touch with people, with something that's going to make a difference. Okay. Anyhow, I got like 4 minutes left. If you guys have any more questions, please chat me. I'll be waiting. And I'm going to be also giving you some information. And for all of you who have been listening and staying with me here on this webinar, my giveaway is a free vocal lesson. Okay, and the winner is, okay, sorry, the winner's coming up in just a bit. It'll come up right before the end of this webinar. So I shared with you my own website, MailaniHawaii.com. The second website I shared with you is cmdigitalmediahawaii.com. Okay, sometimes we don't know how to manage our own media. If you need somebody to help get you started, please contact Cody. I'm going to leave his name. I'm also going to leave his number. Okay. So there's some information for you folks. Take it home, copy it down, log on, check us out. We're going to be here. We work practically almost 24/7. We truly do. We're on a run. We're on a rush. We're just so motivated and honestly, high on life. We have our own goals and we are going after it with intention every single day. And if we can help inspire you to do the same, then we've done our jobs. Okay? Awesome. Cool, guys. Yeah. Some of my questions that I had in my commentary was, have you ever performed in public before? Have you ever sang with a microphone? Do you know your levels? It's another thing to talk about. Do you know your levels? How do you calibrate the levels for your voice? Those are things that professional singers know. I know the levels for my voice. I know a few sound systems and what will work. That, again, is what separates the professionals from the amateurs. Okay. Do you have a resume? Well, that's important no matter what. And you're going to need a resume in life in general. When you start working, when you have a job, they ask for what? They ask for your resume. When you also apply, you fill out the application. When you show up with a resume, it shows how serious you are. Same thing with art. Same thing with musicians and singers. When people come to an audition and somebody hands me their resume, it shows me their body of work, their experience, and that they are a serious artist, that they're serious about it and they're going after this. Okay. A portfolio has your headshots and your resume. Okay. I love seeing headshots. Headshots, when somebody gives me their resume, their headshots, basically their portfolio, it's a takeaway for me. I keep it in my briefcase. I go home, I look at this kid, I look at this person, I look at this artist, and I think, okay, what can I do for her? What can I do for him? what changes do we need to work on? Because he's been struggling, he's been working really hard. So what is it about this person that I need to help? Okay, great. Okay. So right now we're going to be grabbing the winner. Hey guys, so I'm trying to find the winner. And if you guys are on this chat right now, I see that I have 6 viewers. Can you please chat in? Just type hi, aloha, put your hand up, let me know that someone's there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down your names. I'm going to something and I'm going to choose a name, and that's how I'm going to choose the winner. And you will win a free 1-hour vocal session with me. Okay. It's a $75 value. And that's what you'll win for staying on this webinar. The make and model of the microphone is a Neumann KMS 105. Okay. So Neumann is spelled Neumann, I think. Let me check it out. Let me look it up. Oh, yeah. Okay. So it's Neumann KS 105. Looks like this. Oh, sorry. I guess that's backwards. Never mind.
Just reading the chat.
Cool, cool, cool.
Just reading in the chat. I'm gonna do a randomizer. Select the name.
Okay. All right. Cool.
You wanna write it there?
Thanks so much, Michelle. Aloha. Okay, so I'm going to write these names down. Got Michelle Amoy. That's one name. I know. Taking it back to the fundamentals of winning. Okay, I have TTOKI for you. See guys? Crumbling it up. Got Michelle over here. Solu Vale. Yes, I remember you. Solu Vale. Okay, got that. Anybody else want to take a stab at winning? You got to chat hello, hi. There's 7 people. But I only have 3 names here so far. So I'm just going to give them 1 minute before I do a toss-up of these 3 names. Okay. Thanks so much. And hey, comment back. Let me know what you liked about this webinar. Let me know what you didn't like about this webinar. Don't worry, I've got thick skin. I've been in this industry for 20 plus years, so I can handle it. Don't worry about hurting my feelings. It's all good. But what were the points that you walked away with? Okay, let me know. Again, the 3 tools, okay? Singing every day as if out of an audience, not just singing any kind, not just singing in the bathroom, not just singing in the mirror. Like, you do need to do it in front of the mirror, but you need to be singing as if you're performing. every day 40 minutes, okay? How do people find you? Do you have your network available? Do you have your social media on par? Okay, that's very important. That does separate the professionals from the amateurs. Do you have a website? Are all of your social media handles on point? Do you have your Snapchat? Do you have your Instagram? Okay, all of those things really make a difference, because sometimes promoters, that's where they go to find you, or that's where they go to find your manager. And then the last one is, do you own your own gear? You need to own your own gear. You need to own your own microphone. You need to own your own guitar, your own ukulele, your own chords. You need to own your own stuff. Another thing about owning your own microphone that's a big deal for me is you won't get sick as often. I used to get sick singing on other people's microphones. There's a lot that happens in a performance. You're singing. Sometimes we accidentally spit too. Can you imagine having your mouth touch a microphone of somebody who spat? Ugh, yuck, right? Okay, I gave them that minute. Here we go. I'm gonna toss it up. Let's see. Okay. Woohoo! And the winner is Solu Valet. Yay, you won. So hey, I'm going to leave my number with you right here in this chat box. Tell me you get in touch with me and let's schedule your free vocal lesson. Okay. Congratulations. A free 1 hour vocal lesson. Okay, go to someone else, that's fine, but just contact me. You can email me here. MailaniHi@gmail.com. And you can call me anytime, all right? That's my time, folks. Thank you again for jumping on. Please stay in touch, as I will be giving away more information. To meet you one day, maybe at my auditions. I am hosting another audition next week, Sunday. That's February 26th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you want your own private audition, just give me a call or email me. Let me know what your schedule is like, and we'll try to schedule around. But for now, I have an open audition next week, Sunday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come to my office in Kaneohe, and I'm also going to give you that address right here again. Thank you. Cool. Thank you again, guys. Stay in touch. Follow me. Here's my Instagram. My Facebook page. Just do a search right here. Mailani Hawaii. You can find me on Snapchat, Mailani Hawaii. And I'm looking forward to meeting each and every one of you, all right? You guys take care, stay strong, keep singing every day, keep networking and meeting great, beautiful people, because they will bring you greatness, and they will also bring beauty to your life as well, all right? You guys take care. Aloha.